Hello and welcome to the Travel Nurse YouTube channel. My name is Abdul. I know it's been a while. Yeah, we're working behind closed doors, trying to reorganize and bring you some good content as we always have. Today we are going to talk about the changes in the Test of Competence being organized by the NMC UK. So as you know, the Test of Competence, that is the CBT and the OSCE, are major requirements by NMC for all overseas nurses who want to apply their trade in the United Kingdom. Last year they planned of restructuring it, but due to the COVID, this didn't materialize. But now there is certainty that next month, that is August, they are going to roll out the new Test of Competence. In this video, we are going to look at those, when this test is going to start, those that will be affected by the current or by the future tests, those that will not be affected. We'll also look at the review in the examination fee or the test fees, and also have a bit of understanding as to what is expected of us or expected of candidates who would be taking this new test. As I say, if it is the first time that you are watching me, kindly subscribe to the channel and share with your colleagues. If you've been already a subscriber, thank you very much for being part of the journey. Keep sharing and keep watching the videos. I'm going to take a short break, and when we return, we're going to get to business. Welcome back. As I indicated earlier, this video is going to talk about the changes that has been effected to the various tests of competence. So from August 2nd, there is going to be a new format for the CBT and the OSCE alike. However, booking for this particular OSCE would start from July 19th, which means from now to July 18th, which is here anyway, booking for the current CBT or Test of Competence, i.e. OSCE, of course, will be closed, so you cannot book for it again. And those who are eligible to take these tests are, of course, all overseas nurses who want to apply their trade in the United Kingdom. And also, if you're already registered with NMC UK and due to one or two reasons you left the service and now you want to return to practice, then you will have to take a test of competence again, i.e. the CBT and the OSCE. And if you've already registered with NMC UK, you've started the NMC UK application, but due to one or two reasons you don't have a decision letter or the ATT, that is the attestation to test, to sit for the CBT and the OSCE, then you are affected by this, which means you are going to sit for the new Test of Competence. Now let's look at the duration. Just as it is when you are given the ATT, that is attestation to test, this will last you for 12 months. So within 12 months, you should be able to complete the test. And after you've taken the test, the validity of the test hasn't changed. The test will be valid for 2 years. That hasn't changed. So both CBT and OSCE still hold the same validity period. Again, with rewriting, should you write and the unfortunate happens, you tend not to get the required marks, then you have 3 attempts. and this now has been reduced from the previous 6 months to in between 10 days. Yeah, so now when you sit for the OSCE or you sit for the CBT, and due to one or two reasons you do not make it, then you can book for another test or sit for another test within 10 days. So you have 10 days interval. That interval has been shortened now, which for me and for most people, I think it's good news. Yeah, it's good news. Then we'll look at the structure. Now, the test of competence, I'll start with the CBT. The CBT is going to take a new twist. Yeah, now we're going to have the part A and part B. So part A will contain numeracy. Okay, that is numeracy about your nursing practice, adult nursing, midwifery, mental health, children's nurse, the learning and disability nurse. The part A is all about numeracy. So here we'll talk about the drug. It's usually about drug calculation, and this time around it's more interesting because these questions comes with pictorial presentation. So in the numeracy aspect, you're going to get something like a syringe, showing something like a syringe with a liquid drawn up. Then you'll be asked to identify the amount of liquid that is within the syringe, which is very easy. It's very easy. In my next video, I'm going to take you through some actual questions, but this is just an overview of what to expect, and this contains 15 questions for 30 minutes. 15 questions for 30 minutes, and each question carries a mark. Yes, and we have the part B, which is the clinical. Okay, with the clinical part. So you have the numeracy and the theory. So the part B will be the clinical part, and it's going to consist of 100 questions. 100 questions. So these questions will come from 7 different parameters. It's still going to talk about the NMC code. It's going to a code of practice. It's just going to talk about leadership. This time around, NMC UK want to give nurses more independence, so they are going more deeper. So questions about logical reasoning, questions about interpretation of lab results and x-rays, but it's not cumbersome. It's just giving you signs and symptoms and asking you of a possible diagnosis, sort of. Yeah, so it's a bit let me say practical now. It's a bit practical now. Yeah, so that's consists of 100 questions, and each question carries 1 mark, and this session, that is the part B, will last for 2.5 hours. It will last for 2.5 hours. Yeah, so in total the examination will now, that's the CBT, will now last for 3 hours instead of the 4 hours. Yeah, so I know there has been a reduction on the duration time, the time, which for me it's not bad. Yeah, because of the 4 hours, 420 questions was so much a waste in my opinion. It was so much for us. Now let's look at the fees. Yeah, so with the fee, it's still £83. That hasn't been increased. It has been reviewed. It's still £83. However, there have been review in the receipt fee. So when it happens that you have a referral or you don't get the required marks and you are sitting or required score, you have to resit for the exam, then when you're writing the part A and the part B, again, you pay the same amount, which is £83. Yeah, and when it happens that you fill the part A only, which is the numeracy part that I said will now consist of only 15 questions, then you are going to pay £50 for the receipt. Now let's look at those or example of people that might be affected by the exam. So the first one is for instance, if someone started the application this year and around March receive the confirmation or the ATT attestation to test, and you've already written your CBT this year, okay, and you'll be writing your OSCE after August, okay. You are yet to take your OSCE. So all of you who are currently in the UK now, who just came to the UK and are yet to take your OSCE, and your OSCE dates are in August and in September, you will not be affected with this new change, okay, because the ATT given to you is that of the current test of competence and not the one starting in August. So you will still do your 4 stations. Yes, you would still you still do your 6 stations in OSCE. So you are not affected. So if you've already taken your CBT and you are yet to take your OSCE, you are not affected. Okay. Then again, if you have the attestation to test, okay, and you are planning to write your CBT, you have been given the attestation to test. You have already registered for CBT, but you have not sat for the CBT yet. Then you are going to write the new test. Provided you didn't get a date in July, then you are going to write the new format. So if NMC has given you attestation to test for you to register with Person View, but due to 1 or 2 reasons you don't have a date yet, then sorry, you are going to take the new test. You are going to take the new test. Yeah. And now, again, if you have started the application, okay, you have started the application or even yet to start the application, and you receive your confirmation in August, then you are also going to write the new test. You are also going to write the new test. But if it happens that you have sat for the OSCE and due to 1 or 2 reasons you didn't pass, okay, even if you start you sit for it in September, coming September, and you didn't pass, you are not going to write the new OSCE, because your attestation to test is that of the current or the old test of competence. So you will go by that. You will still go by that. So these are examples of people that might be affected. I'm repeating it. If you've already written your CBT as it stands now, but yet to do the OSCE, then you are not affected by the new tests. You will still write your old one. Even if you are writing in December, you will still write the old OSCE. If you have received the attestation to test, but due to 1 or 2 reasons, you have not been able to book for a place in this month, that is July, then you are writing the new one. If you've now started the application and have not even received the attestation to test at all, then you should just prepare for the new one. With the OSCE, it's now moving from 6 stations and it's going to be 10 stations. You still do your care plans, the API for 4 stations. Then you do an additional 2 stations. So the skill stations are going to be 6 now instead of 2. So the 4 stations are going to be for the care plan, that is the assessments, the planning, the implementation, and the evaluation. Then the skills, initially it was 2. Now the skills are going to be 6, 2 pairs of skills. So one will be under your professional value and one will be a critical appraisal. So for instance, with midwives, they are going to give you an assessment of a newborn. As a skill with RGNs, you have a special case of diabetes to manage, a special case of syncope, CVA, or even hypertension. to manage. And the other skill that is the professional values has to do with duty of candor, has to do with the principles or nursing ethics, where they will give you a scenario which might even involve a legal action. Then you are now expected to explain to client, or expected to handle it in a professional manner. So it's now going to be 6 clinical skills together with the API, but out of the skills, 2 will be paid. So you still do your IMs, you still do your subcuts, you still do the wound dressing is still there. It's still there. So that is the brief summary of what to expect in the new test of competence. Watch out for my next video. The next video, I am going to take you through some sample questions for the new test of competence. They are real exam questions that have been set by the Alpha and Alpha Plus and Pearson View. So I'm going to share the questions, how they look like. Trust me, they sound more interesting, and even with now you have access to a calculator where you can do all your calculations, and the objective of the question is also stated to know the reason behind why that particular question was set. It's very, very, very interesting. It's very interesting. So watch out. Kindly subscribe to the channel and share the videos with your colleagues. Thank you very much for all the support. See you next time. Bye.